Hello, my Tubbies, my Teletubbies, and the name of this topic is Make the Narcissist Suffer Forever. And I understand. I could totally understand where you're coming from. And personally, let me tell you something about me first. I don't want my narcissist to suffer. To be honest with you, I just don't. In fact, I always wish my narc the best, and I only hope that, to be honest with you, I hope he finds someone who's dumber than him or who's as dumb as him. You know, I don't feel like hurting someone because he's already in 24/7 pain. Think about that. Narcissists are already in 27 pain. I mean, my ex narc, he was a crack, he was clean for 8 years. 8 years. That's a lot to lose. You know, he's back on crack. He's homeless, or he went back to Buffalo. His parents, his father died there. His nephew died there, so he's back in Buffalo. He couldn't find anybody here in New York that gave a damn about him. And the thing is, I just really don't. I don't know. I don't wish the worst for him. You know, I just went no contact, and he's right back on crack. And I think the best way to heal yourself is to go no contact, but that's not what my empaths want. Okay, don't waste your time on these narcissists. Why would you want to make someone? This is my thing, my reasoning. And you know I'm a Capricorn. Why would you want to make someone who already feels bad to feel even worse? Narcissist, my ex-narc, he's already in a lot of pain. Even though he may pretend that he's happy, he's like, yeah, yes, and all of this. No, they pretend that they're happy, but why would anyone want to cause a person who is already in hell? They're already in pain and misery 24/7. Me, let me tell you how I handled the situation. I just moved on. I did no contact. And I healed myself. I just healed myself. She, the true love, healed herself. And that's what I did. You know, at the same time, I have my tubies, and God knows I have my tubies. My email is blowing up. I think I have more emails than calls. Thank you, my tubies. I appreciate that. And please, for the love of God, I would never have the time to provide the information that I have if you guys were not sending me the regular emails, because I have a lot of calls too, and I tend to be busy, but emails, that's good, because I answer each and every one of you in depth. But now, going back to how to make the narcissist suffer forever, God knows I'm an expert. You want to know how to make them suffer forever? And I'm not going to tell you, nobody don't want to hear this BS. Oh, just live your best life and do well for yourself. And yeah, that's how you can make them suffer. Let them see that you're living your best life. Nobody don't want to hear that BS, because God knows that wasn't helping me. It didn't. It didn't help me. At the same time, like I said, I'm a Christian. If I was to run into my ex, would I talk to him? Yes, I would. He stole from me $750. Am I going to forget that? No, I'm not. And I say stole it because he had 1,001 times to pay me back. He was in a position to pay me back eons and eons, but he didn't. Okay, so that's the same as stealing. But if I was to run into him, let's say today or tomorrow, would I at least, speak and say hello? Yeah, I would. I would. Like, I'm a Christian, and that's just who I am. I'm definitely going to say, hi, yo, how are you? How you doing? What's up? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I would definitely bring up the money that you owe me. Yes, I will. Because I can't be that crazy phony. But the thing is, he can never be a friend of mine. That's the thing, because you notice when you deal with ex narcissists, they always want to try to be your friend. Well, we couldn't make it as a couple, but maybe we could be friends. No, I can't be friends with my ex narc husband because there's no benefits in it for me. Me being a friend to him is going to benefit him. Can you help me with this? Can you show me how to do that? Can you do this for me? And when I was married to the guy, I was like, wow, I actually took the time to do, like an inventory and to analyze things. And the bad outweighed the good. There was so much more. Let's say there was like 100 bad things, and there may have been two good things. It's 100 bad things and two good things. Come on now. No, no. What in the hell were you doing for me? And my family, their concern came from, if my mom was to fall sick and she couldn't, bring in an income and she couldn't pay the rent or the bills, would you step up for her, Dust Mite? Let's call his name Dust Mite. Okay, he wouldn't step up for me. This is a character who's comfortable living in city missions. He's comfortable where he don't have to pay no rent. He don't have to pay no utilities, no food, no clothes. So if I was doing bad, he would just up and bounce and say, freak this nonsense. He would go to the average city mission, and he know he's going to find some woman who's in desperate need of attention. You know how these females are. This kid would not have stuck by my side. My children knew that. And guess what? I grew to know that too. He has no problem sleeping in crack houses with 1,001 cats. They had like 5 cats, he said to me one time. I have one cat, Oreo. He claimed like he was so allergic to my one cat. Nah. He don't have no problem living and sleeping in his car or sleeping on a bark bench, a bark park. I'm sorry, a park bench. Tongue twister. No, my kids saw that. And the reason why I didn't listen to my children is because I automatically, my son and my daughter, both of their moon is in Cancer. Their Venus is in something beautiful. Okay? My kids automatically knew, Mom. They were saying, Mom, listen to us. This guy's not going to be there for you when you have times of hardship. He's not going to be there for you, Mom. And they were right, because there were times that I fell on hard times. Like when I had this restitution to pay, I had a certain deadline where I had to pay this restitution. I had to give all the money that I was making, my kids was making, and whatever, and I had to pay that. And I stepped to Dust Mite to help me out and be understanding. That kid wasn't trying to hear it. Every time he had to go in his pocket, he cried. He wanted to take me to a dollar store for everything. And then he wants to sit back. So, do you have everything you need? Are you good now? I was looking at him like, are you serious? Really? You treated me worse than you treated these whores out on the street. Whores out on the street, he would spend $150 for an 8-ball. An 8-ball costs $150 at that time. I don't know how much it costs now. He would sit up there. This clown sat up there and was driving. He got SSI. That's $1,200 a month. $1,200. Stay with me on this page. And then he was driving this Metacab. He made over 25,000 because they had to garnish his check because he made too much money. He made over 25,000, almost $30,000 driving this Metacab. Do you think I saw any of that money? No. You know what he says? Yeah, well, because we was divorced and I was mad at you. It doesn't matter, kid. You still owe me $750 out of the $25,000 and $30,000 that you made. And what about Lou? My question is, you owed Lou. Let me tell you about Lou. Nobody wanted to help this kid out. Nobody, because everywhere he went, everybody was throwing him out, throwing him out, throwing him out. Lou, he took a chance on him. He said, I'm going to hold your clothes for you for a minute, but I'm going to give you, this is what the price that you give. He didn't even offer, he said something like $20 a month. This clown, he didn't even pay Lou. It accumulated to $138 a month. Lou died. Lou died with this clown still owing him $138. That's how grimy this bastard is. That's how grimy he is. And he tells me, I gotta say this to you because I have to say it because it's in my inner. He keeps telling me, every time I deal with you, Sheila, everything is about money, 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 money. Yeah, you know what? Everything is about money with me. I don't deal with money, money, money when it comes to anyone who's on Jesus Christ's team. No, I don't. But when it comes to someone who's on Satan, the devil's team, yeah, I do. Because let me tell you something, Tubies. And please, words of wisdom. The book of Proverbs. Show me where a man spends his money. Listen to me, Tubies, straight up. Show me where he spends his money, and I'll show you what he values. I'll show you what's important to him. If a man is cheap and stingy with his money when it comes to you, it's because he don't value you. He don't think you're important. He don't think that you're not a Beyonce and you're not a Rihanna. You're not in that league. He sees that you are a Precious. You know that movie Precious? He's going to treat you like that. But the thing about my ex-narc, what he didn't realize, I'm not going to let you. How about that? I'm not going to let you treat me like you would treat Precious. Or like you would treat his friend Lou. Lou was fat and everything, He took advantage of Lou. I'm not going to let you take advantage of me because let me show you how I'm going to handle that situation. I cut him off. I went no contact. He owes me $750. He thinks that I'm going to forget about that. I'm going to never forget about that because you stole it from me. You sat here, he sat here, and he tried to make it seem like he had my back, like he loves me, like he really cared about me. How the hell do you care about me, son? You stole $750 from me. He says, I didn't steal it. Look, I see it as stealing. You owed it to me. The man had a car. He came into money when he crashed up Kitty. He came into $5,000. $5,000. He had more than enough opportunity to pay me my $750 out of $5,000. He had more than enough money to pay Lou his $138. He chose not to pay any of us. That's disrespectful. That's a thief. He's a thief. Lou may have died with him owing him money. He can't make up for that. No, not really. But you know what? The clown, he still owes me $750. And I say I am so grateful for that because with that $750 that he owed me, that means I never have to deal with this clown again. He's never going to make amends. He could go into AA, NA, because whatever NA that he goes to, they're going to still tell him, the NA, if you're going to try to, get past all the crap that you did, endpoint, buddy boy, you're going to have to make amends to the people that you did some real fucked up things to. Just think about Miss Ashley. Miss Ashley, this is a woman who rented him a room. Check this out. This is some crazy nonsense. She rented him a room. He kept screwing up when it came to the rent. He kept screwing up when it came to, the boundaries of the place because it was a room. And when she's renting this room, there are other tenants in this room. Everybody was complaining about this piece of whatever the hell you want to call him. I call him a dust mite. Everybody was complaining about him So Miss Ashley, her name is Miss Ashley, she didn't give this dust mite one chance. She didn't just give him two chances. She didn't give him just, three strikes, you're out, because personally me, come on now. No, she gave him four chances. He kept screwing up with the rent, screwing up with the rent. He kept bringing all these prostitutes up in the house and all these drug addicts. He had people who was coming to the house to buy drugs. So Miss Ashley, she had to set up a camera because she used to travel a lot. She has a family. She has a boyfriend who's out of town. He was like, all she needed some dick. Honey, she already had dick. That's why she was going out of town. But anyway, she had she had to, go into her money and her budget and install cameras because this clown moved in. She never had cameras all throughout her house until he moved in. All the other room people, the room boarders, they were complaining. He had prostitutes calling him out the window. All this nonsense, you know what I'm saying? He sat up here, he had whores where he left them inside the house while he went out to go drive a cab or something. He left them in the house so when he comes back, they would still be there. Now keep in mind, these are whores that he picked up off the street. He don't know anything about these females. They could have crabs. They could have freaking herpes. They could have freaking HPV, HIV. What about, bugs? When you have bugs or something like that going in your... He didn't know what the hell they had. All he did was at 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning was he got in the car, he drove around, and he was looking for somebody to pick up so when he wakes up in the morning, he would have somebody who was there to suck his penis. That's what like he used to say. I already remember what he used to tell me. He used to say, yeah, so the way I tell these women, I used to look at them and say, yo, you think you can help me out here? Yeah, can you help me out here? He used to have his dick erect, and that's his saying. Yeah, hi, yeah. So you think you can help me out here? And so she's looking at his erect penis, so she's supposed to help him out there. Yeah, I can help you out there. It's called Let's Get the Bible and Read Some Scriptures, kid. Yeah, can I help you out there? Yeah. It's called Keep Your Penis Where It Belongs, But of course he wasn't feeling a woman like me. Because it's early in the morning. Oh, yeah, he's got a big old hard erection. And the last thing he wants to do is read a devotional from the Bible or the daily text. I could definitely help you out here. No, he went out there and got these dirty, nasty pieces of whatever. Come on now. So, like I said, Tubies, I don't want my narcissist to suffer. I don't want him to suffer because the man had 8 years clean, man. He suffered enough, for real. 8 years clean, now he's a crackhead again. And he said, I'm not a crackhead because crackheads do this and crackheads do that. And he met all the criteria. Crackheads sell their stuff. Crackhead fall behind on their bills. Crackheads, let me tell you what a crackhead is. You sit here, you sell your wedding ring. That's a crackhead. Okay? You sold your jewelry, your wedding ring, the circle of trust. Crackhead, your wife gave you a gold chain on your neck. You sold your gold chain. Crackhead, you're sitting up there selling things that's important. Crackhead, your wife goes and we're going to work through this. Yeah, dust mite. We're going to work through that. You got a new wedding ring and you still sell that. Really? Crackhead. You're falling behind in your bills for what? Because you chose to get the dealer and buy crack over paying your bills. That's a crackhead. But I didn't want him to suffer. To be honest with you, Tubies, I actually pray for this character. I pray for him. I keep praying. To be honest with you, May God help him to recognize you had 8 years clean, kid. If you could do it once, you could do it again. But it's not the drugs with dust mite. It's not the drug with dust mite. Let me tell you what's holding him. It's the lifestyle. He loves the lifestyle because it's the gutter. In the real world, he can't feel like he's superior. He can't feel like he can shine. He can't shine around my son. God knows he can't. He can't feel superior around my brother. He can't feel superior around my son, my brother, around me, around my people who I introduce him to. He can't feel superior. And that's what he wants. That's why he goes back to the ghetto. He likes to find women who are homeless, men who, he always have men who look like, I remember the kind of dudes that he used to hang with. When I met them, when I saw them, they were all looking skinny, scrawny. Because I remember we went with this guy, he was an Aquarius. And we went to Buffalo with this guy. We went all the way, you had to see what the guy looked like. He was skinny, scrawny, and he looked like he was freaking drugged out. That's why my ex-narc, he didn't mind having him around because he felt that he could outshine him. He felt that he was more superior. You got a drug addiction worse than mine. You know, but with my family, come on now. That's why he constantly felt inadequate. That's why he didn't fit in with my family. My family, everybody got this shit together. Everybody got money, cars, and everything that's in place. And let me tell you what made him feel really insuperior. Everyone in my family is educated. Everyone in my family is articulate. Everyone in my family, when you meet them, trust me when I tell you, tubies, you're definitely going to be impressed. And that's what made him feel so inadequate. He didn't belong in my world. I thought that I could fit him in, but he didn't belong in my world. At the same time, I don't want to make this dust mite suffer because I keep thinking that maybe he's hurting enough. I mean, you think about it, 24/7. 24/7, this guy is in pain. What I did, let me tell you what I did, so I wouldn't keep hurting this character, is I just went no contact, you know? So that way I could help him heal himself. You're not around me, heal yourself. No contact, man. You know, I also didn't want to waste my time with a narcissist. I keep thinking to myself, I pray for him. His name is Robert. I pray for him every day, you know, because I keep thinking in my head, why would I want to make someone who already feels bad, why do I want to make them feel worse? You had 8 years clean, no cigarette smoking, no crack uses, no all messed up. And now you done messed up like you ain't never seen messed up. And I know what the Bible says. That when, I'm sorry, when you lose certain demons and you get rid of those demons and you fall back into the crack world, Satan, the devil, is going to bring up 7 more demons. So you got the demons, the 7 demons you already had, and Satan brought back 7 more demons. So this kid is already a mess. You know what I'm saying? I figure, you know, he's already in a lot of pain. Even though he may pretend, and I do put emphasis on the word pretend, that he's happy. I already know what's up because I know what the Bible says. I know that he lost 8 years sobriety. I know that if he actually found a woman who cared about him, he wouldn't be living in his car. He wouldn't be sitting up there in crack houses with a bunch of cats. I have 1 cat, and he said he was so allergic. But now you sitting up there in a crack house and there's cats and giving you allergies like all get out. And now you went back to Buffalo. He went back to Buffalo because he's looking for somebody to care about him. He's looking desperately. He had someone who cared about him right here in New York. cooking, cleaning, doing laundry. I work a job. I help pay the bills. I did all of that. I loved this character, you know? But that wasn't good enough for him. At the same time, I find it hard to sit around and hope for him to suffer because, like I said, in no way in the world you're going to tell me losing 8 years of sobriety is not painful enough. There's no way in the world you're going to tell me that someone who's already hurting for 24/7 of pain, come on now. I can't think of why would anyone want to cause a person who is already living in hell? Why would I want to cause him any more pain? I say, let me tell you what I did. I just said, let me tell you. I just moved on and I just healed myself. That's what I did. But my tubies, my Teletubbies, I'm getting phone calls and I'm getting emails like blowing me up, blowing me up. And they're like, they want to see this narcissist suffer forever. Why? Because I don't know. They don't see things the way I see it. At the same time, I get it. I hear you. So my thing is, if you want the narcissist to suffer forever, here we go. If you discard the narcissist before they discard you, and you resist, you know they're going to hoover you. You already know that. And if you can resist their hoover, then you're always going to have the one up. You're going to have the one up. That's period, point blank. But you have to be careful with that because if you ever get sucked into their hoovering and the narcissist discards you, it will kind of mess things up for you emotionally. You know what I'm saying? But I'm at the point right now, I'm such an expert when it comes to narcissists, my tubies. I'm actually looking for a narcissist at this rate. I'm looking for a narcissist because let me tell you the best way that you could just make a narcissist suffer forever. You can point out their flaws. And I just get fun out of seeing how angry they get and look at the rampage. Yeah, point out their flaws, honey. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. And I got to sit here and think for a moment. What is another way to make the narcissist suffer? Because like I told you, I pray for my narcissist. Yeah, because he's already going through something already 24/7. You got to keep in mind that it's not about revenge. It's not about revenge when it comes to me. It's about self-defense. You have to defend yourself. You have to take back your control of your life and you have to free yourself from the toxic presence of the narcissist. So, like I say, when I do the discarding thing, I don't take the calls. I don't do Facebook. I don't do Instagram. It's not about me trying to be vengeful. It's about me taking control back of my life. So what I do is I discard them. You know, that's called self-preservation. It's not about revenge. It's about self-preservation. And let me tell you, the best way to make the narcissist suffer forever is the moment, listen to me, for real, the moment they start to devalue you, you know, when they try to make it seem like what you do is not all that, you don't do all that, you so what if you cook, you clean, you do the laundry, you go out in the ministry, you go to your Christian meetings, you're writing books, you have 3 YouTube channels. They try to just make it seem like you're not doing all that. But that's called devaluing you. The moment that they start to devalue you, let me teach you how to make a narcissist suffer forever. You have to devalue them. You have to discard them before they discard you. You need to discard them. Let me tell you something too. That's going to eat them up alive. That's how you make them suffer forever. You discard them before they discard you. And then, you know, comes hoovering. Even for my empaths who you say, well, he discarded me, you know. And don't sweat the small stuff. Get the book because I have it on my channel. Never sweat the small stuff because he's gonna hoover you. Because the supply that he has now, it's not going to work out. It's not. Because a narc is a narc. All that poison that they're all about, they're gonna bring it into the next relationship. But listen to me when I tell you, when they start that hoovering, trying to get you hoovering you back, discard them when there's no contact. Now, let me tell you the best way to discard them. Really, you have got to learn, my tubies, to discard the ex-narc or the narc before they can secure a new supply. Are you listening to me? They're out there always looking for new supply. My ex-narc was like that too. That's why he had a wandering eye. He was always with some hoe driving them around in the car, trying to make a fool out of me in public. Nah, he was doing everything in his power to discard me for this new supply. He couldn't find no new supply because nobody wanted to stay with him. It's not about what you can get, it's about what you can keep. He couldn't keep no woman that wanted to stay with him. Okay? And let me tell you something. That's truly a sight to see because I actually watched this crap happening, okay? And then months later, you know, he was sitting up there trying to love bomb me because he saw that nobody wanted his, whatever. Oh man, everything started to spiral down the drain for him. Now, the best way to provoke narcissistic fury and to keep them angry is to make a narcissist look inside themselves. Yeah, point out their emptiness. You want to make them suffer forever? Point out their emptiness so that they can become extremely angry. Yeah, let's make them mad. Now, do that. Even if you didn't discard them during the love bombing phase, you still can. Because when a narcissist thinks they are losing their supply, now tell me if I'm not wrong. When a narcissist thinks that they're losing their supply, they will try to love bomb you again. They're always going to love bomb you. You need to save yourself and your agony and spend years in pain. Look, suffering the turmoil. Look, when they start that love bombing, that's when you got the upper hand. Discard them. Okay? When they start that freaking devaluing, you know, love bombing is beautiful. It feels good. Let them do the love bombing. And the moment they start to criticize you or say something, well, yeah, you're this, and you know it's not constructive because there's such a thing called constructive and destructive criticism. I like destructive criticism because it's going to make me better. But when I can see that you try to tear me down, yeah, okay, that's called trying to devalue me. That's what I'm going to pull back, and I'm not going to ever look back. I don't seek revenge. What I do is I block the narcissist. I block their family. I block their friends or anything on social media because I've met a couple of narcissists who were on my Facebook page. They're on my Twitter. They're on my Reddit. They're on my YouTube. Yeah, you got to block them on all of your social media. And you know what would be even cool? If you can live without social media for a while, you know, that would be great. You can eliminate any possible way that the narcissist can contact you. And another thing, the best way to make a narcissist, you know, suffer forever is you've got to be the happiest that you've ever felt. Be the best person that you've ever seen. You got to be the best person that you are. And to be honest with you, when people tell me stuff like that, but yet I'm saying it to you, I can't believe I'm saying this. You got to be the best you that you can be without them. Let them see how great you are without them. That's the best way to hurt them, you know, forever. But to be honest with you, the best way to hurt them is for you to discard them when they weren't ready to be discarded. And let me tell you, the best way to discard them is when the love bombing is over. You know the love bombing. How long does the love bombing last? It lasts for maybe, I don't know, 6 to, I would say no more than 18 months. 18 months. So that's like 3 months. After 3 months, you get ready to discard them, because that's the best way for you to make them suffer forever, because they always want to feel superior. And when you discard them, they know they're not superior. You're the one in the superior position. Like with my ex-narc, my dust mite. He could never feel, how you say, that I outshined him. He always felt that I outshined him. And he could never feel superior. He could never feel superior over Lewis, my brother, Guy. The men, people that I had in my life, he could never feel superior, because all of these men they were highly, listen to me when I tell you, they're highly educated. They got their shit together. Everything is on point. So he was walking around feeling inferior, constantly inferior. That's why he had to go back into the ghetto and the gutter. He had to go back to women who were homeless, prostitutes, thoughts, because that's where he felt he could shine. He felt that's where, okay, in this world, I'm superior, which pretty much makes him a loser, because how do you feel superior in the gutter? How? No. You have to step up to be with the elite. If you could, shine among the elite, if you could freaking get this feeling of superiority to some extent, whatever, I never feel superior than no human being, because each one teach one. How could somebody feel more superior than the other one? You're just as imperfect as I am. Hello, duh. I have some things that I could teach you. At the same time, you have things that you could teach me too. So it depends on what area that you're more street smart. I'm more book smart. Or how about this? I have more common sense than you do. That don't mean that I'm smarter. It's just different. Yeah, but he had to try to outshine, which he was way out of his league when he stepped to my family. He was always feeling inferior. And every time he felt inferior, he felt bad about himself. And when he felt bad about himself, that's when he used to turn into this domestic violence. He used to turn into Jay, this guy named Jay Crackhead. And he had to talk to everybody who was from the ghetto and the gutter, because that's where he felt he could feel, yeah, I could shine here. I'm in the fucking gutter. Okay, I'm in the ghetto and everybody is freaking, everybody uses drugs here. So their brain is fried up. They don't have a car. I have a car. I'm superior. They don't have this. I have that. I'm superior. They don't this. So I can shine. That's the story of my dust mite. He was with the wrong family. He didn't fit in. God knows he didn't fit in. He didn't, because he was always feeling so bad about himself. And all my family did, especially Lewis. When he had prostate cancer, Lewis was the one who said, let's gather a family meeting and see how we're going to, work this out to take care of Robert. Lewis is the first one who made his medical pay, but yet Lewis is the one he hated the most. He treated my son, he tried to treat my son. My son is too intellectualized to even take him seriously. Everybody felt sorry for Robert. We all felt sorry for him. And Lewis, he's a social worker. He's a counselor. He's a psychiatrist. So my son automatically understood what was going on with Robert. That's why my son was so patient with Robert. And my son was the one who stepped up to the plate to say, okay, family, let's unite and see how we're going to handle this with Robert's situation. My son made his first medical payment. And yet, my son is the one that he hated more than anything. My brother too. He only got into fights with my brother. Lassetti, he was like, you think he's so great? You're going to find it. He hated every man who was accomplished, every man who had the shit together. He hated them. Why? Because he felt that he can't shine. Okay? He felt that he was Robert. I'm shocked with Robert because I said, yo, kid, yeah, you can shine. But he didn't believe in himself. He constantly kept feeling inadequate. Why would you feel inadequate, kid? My thing is why? You snagged a woman like me. Really? That in itself is an accomplishment. Okay? I'm highly educated. I have Columbia University under my belt. Ivy League, kid. You got a woman like me, kid. That in itself should make you feel amazing. I was cooking, cleaning, doing your laundry, treating you like a king. And you couldn't appreciate that? And then you have a woman who's a Christian woman too? A woman who have morals and values? And when it comes to cheating, that ain't never going to happen when you have a wife like me. You couldn't appreciate that? You couldn't see yourself as, that is superior, honey. Because you have so many dudes out there who can't get what he had. They couldn't get it. He had it. Anyway, I'm going to do a part 2 for this one because this just don't make no sense. This is crazy. But like I said, you want to sit up there and make this narcissist make him suffer forever. The best revenge on a narcissist to suffer is to completely disconnect with them. Disconnect with them and go no contact and ignore them. To be honest with you, I'm going to sum it up right there. That's 3 things. Disconnect, completely disconnect with them, and ignore them, you know? You got to have a new life away from these narcissists, man. I'll do part 2 in a bit. Until next time, we'll talk again. You always have a choice. This is Sheila True Love. We will definitely talk again. And I love you. Bye for now.